This is week 4 and we're kicking down your door to your home or your workplace or your dorm. Mondays come around and people start to swarm. They know the show starts soon and they want their spots warm. Whether we're talking CDs or the perfect shot form, our kicks stay laced and our beer's not warm. But our welcome sure is unless your name's LeBron. So come and kick it with us. Could be 3 in the morning, or 2 or 1 or 12. Just don't put us on the shelf. We ain't a damn book and we ain't no fucking elf. Plus don't just look out for yourself. Put your boys on and listen close as we delve deeper into trending topics like who got hip hop's latest hot hits and who the Bulls should draft from college. Get ready, get set, we about to drop some knowledge. Kiona and Kasson, you know we keep the block lit. Alright, mic check, mic check, mic check. I'm just playing, we don't have any mics. Welcome back. Not yet. Not yet. This is week 4, listeners, welcome back. We got, hopefully, what's a good show in store for you today. We will do our best. I'm your host, Adam. My brother to the right, Osama. My boy, Dave, to the left. I'm still not sure, do we decide if, like, we're calling it host? Because I don't really feel like...
I don't think you're our host, but you're like the guy who brought us together, so...
Yeah, so...
I don't know what else to call your ass, so...
I'm the glorified mediator in this.
There it is.
Yeah, that works.
The MC.
MC. I don't necessarily feel like that's, you know...
You be the MC. Call yourself the MC. I like to be referred to as the MC. Is
y'all
pretty
can
cool.
vote on that.
Word.
I mean, you know, give me some time to get my stride right. We good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's you guys' weeks? What did you experience for the last 5 days?
Work.
I experienced a little bit of that too.
Work.
Just a tad bit. Not that. So, for the last 5 days, you just worked then?
Unfortunately, if I had my way, I definitely wouldn't. But that's just the way it goes, man.
Like that. Yeah.
That's the way it goes. I just try to keep busy, man. Try to keep doing things. Come up with different ideas for this, I guess. But.
You know, it's never the job, having the job that bothers me. I'm sorry. It's never the job itself that bothers me. It's having to have a job that really bothers me the most. You know, if I could just hang out, I don't really have any major squabbles on my place.
Most jobs aren't just hanging out. This is the only thing.
I understand that. I said I don't want to have a job, period.
But you said it's not the job that pisses you off. It's
having to have a job. So I have a necessity right now to work. I don't necessarily mind the place I work. I just mind having to go there.
Next.
I feel like
What about you, Dave, man? How was Pitchfork?
So yes, Pitchfork was definitely all I wanted it to be.
Lauryn Hill showed up.
And a little bit more. So
she only showed up for you because everybody else, she just stopped showing up.
She just stopped showing up.
She called in sick.
Yeah, she canceled the rest of her tour.
She stopped showing up to everything.
The whole?
That's what I thought, right? Yeah.
Right after your show?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not positive on that. But yeah, so Lauryn Hill, she was slated for 8:30 to 10. Her DJ came on at like 8:25 or like 8:30 on the dot.
So it was looking good for a second.
Man. So yeah, on point. He was, getting us all hype and shit, old school hip hop, New York shit, West Coast shit. And then it was like 8:45, 8:50, Lauryn Hill, and I was like, I'm like talking to Candace, my wife. I was like, you think it's gonna happen? Like, you think she's gonna show up? Or like, what's gonna happen? Sure enough, as soon as I'm saying that, DJ cuts the music, and he's like, all right, y'all ready? And everyone just jumps up. And we got like 30,000, 50,000 people, whatever, or something like that. I don't know how much it was for sure, but it was something.
Because I think people anticipated a good Lauryn Hill show.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's funny how people will roll the dice.
True.
There's definitely no certainties there.
So I feel like in a festival setting, especially with Pitchfork because it is cheaper, you're paying $190 after all taxes and everything for a 3-day weekend.
Okay.
And music starts at 1 and goes till 10. 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. obviously.
Okay. It's not too bad actually.
And they mix up a lot of variety of music too, so everyone's gonna be able to see something that they want to see.
And like, where is it actually held
It's at Union Park, downtown,
right.
Downtown-ish. It's Addison. No, excuse me, not Addison. I meant Ashland.
Wait.
Ashland and
It's like Ogden.
Ogden. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful park. Besides the music, there's also like an art section, arts and crafts. They have like a poetry sit-in where like you can just listen to cat spit, whatever.
It's
that's
mad. It's got a mad like Woodstock vibe to it.
See, it isn't hippie-ish.
But I mean, like, not minus the hippie, but like
it's free though. Like
that's
it's free to be who you want to be, listen to what you want to listen to.
There's no particular type of person you're gonna run into there, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So how was the Lauryn Hill show?
So Lauryn Hill, right? So it was like 8:50, going like 9 o'clock, something like that. She's, DJ stops, she comes on with her, backup singers and her whole band, and everyone explodes. Like, whole place erupts, hands up in the air. Like, you couldn't talk to the person next to you and hear what they were saying because everyone's just screaming. And like screaming, like you have 50-year-olds, you have white and black, you have 20-year-olds, it's just this wide range of people, just all vibing and like ready for this experience,
Safe to say she was a standout performance.
I think so. Yeah, her, and then there's a rock band called Tame Impala who are huge right now.
Okay. You went to every day?
Yeah, the whole 3-day weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so Lauryn Hill gets on stage with her whole band, and then she opens how the album opens, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, where it's the classroom.
Yeah.
And the teacher's talking to the class, and he's like doing the attendance roll. It's like Lauryn Hill, Lauryn Hill, Lauryn Hill, and like no one's answering, and then it just goes into the first song, and yeah, she did at least like 10, 11 songs, I think, something like that.
Over
Everything was
catalog,
so
right?
on point, though.
The best of her catalog?
No. It was only Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That album.
Really?
That was
okay.
it.
Oh, that's dope.
Anything extra, or not that I really wanted that. Like, I was there for that album, and she gave me that album. Like, she played every single that was on there, which is like, I think 4 or 5.
Okay.
Plus, like, the real, like, grooves and shit, But my thing, and my friend, shout out to Drew, he pointed out how she was so much like James Brown on stage. How she would, like, tell the band to either play a little bit louder or play a little bit quieter, or tell the sound man, like, turn me up, turn me down here.
Oh, wow.
But she was calling that out at every single time. Like, I need this, and it was like signals the whole time.
That's dope.
It was.
I mean, she's seasoned.
So my point is that she was calling all that out because she's controlling her show. Like, she wants this to be what she thinks it's going to be or should be. You know what I'm saying? And she called everything out perfectly. Like,
if she's so fucking meticulous, I wonder why she allows herself to just like
not fall off
continuously disappoint her fans, yo. It's not even that. It's literally disappointing her fans.
It is.
I mean, I don't understand.
Certain situations happen.
You don't know what she's going through
exactly
personally, but don't schedule shows if you're going to not be able to make them, or you feel like you're not, you aren't, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for, to be honest with you? I don't know. Just dependable enough, I mean, and knowing yourself that you're going to make these shows. Because otherwise people will schedule and buy the tickets, and then they're hoping you come, and then they get canceled on, spur of the moment, right before the show begins.
I think
or they don't find out. They don't even find out till they get to the fucking show. That's not professional shit.
That is funny you said it, because Earl Sweatshirt canceled 3 hours before his son. His father died recently.
Well, that's a different story.
I think it was like.
Lauryn Hill's been doing this for years.
I think for her,
shout out
to Earl Sweatshirt too. We all did want to see you, obviously, but you're going through whatever you're going through, and cheers to you. You're an amazing artist, man. So just hold tight. Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, though, anything stand out to you?
Yeah, Lauryn Hill was amazing. Her whole band was perfect. That shit was so on point. I'm glad I went. I'll say from Friday on, starting from Friday, I opened Mike Eagle, who was an underground hip hop act. That man tore that shit apart, yo. Okay. It was like 4 p.m. on Friday, something like that. The sun's shining. No, it was raining actually, but like it broke.
Well, those are two different extremes.
Well, no, but like broke into some sunlight. But
okay.
Yeah, but kind of gloomy-ish. Which his whole album is a little bit, darker, I guess. This newer album.
Okay.
But but
See,
he
I'm not
was so on
familiar.
point though.
Okay.
Who else? I want to say the Curls was a rock band from Chicago. Those guys definitely brought it. Who else? Smino. That cat was amazing, man. I've never seen him live before.
See, these are names, man. Honestly, they're not ringing any bells.
I'm not sure whose camp he's in, but it's along the lines of like Sir.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But a little bit. I don't know. It's just a little more different though.
I'm not familiar with either of those. What genres?
R&B.
R&B.
R&B / like a little bit of hip hop because he raps.
That's the new thing though. Like hip hop and R&B have kind of like
they're
meshed into one. Not
artists
completely.
I think
They've always.
I think it's just more so artists just being able to do both. You know.
True.
And like do it well.
Right. Like I think that's true. Like they're able. There's a lot of singing melodies or rapping melodies in their music. Yes. So as they're rapping, it's a very melodic. You know, they do little drawn out, you know, words or whatever, but they add, you know, they do little, fuck.
I honestly
I'm
feel
not
like
thinking
they
right
have
today.
fed
But
off each other for years. They've honestly fed off each other for years, R&B and hip hop.
No, agreed,
I mean,
but
like,
I think
you put an R&B hook on a lot of songs, and then you put a rap on like a verse for a R&B song, and that's it. Like it usually becomes one of the singles.
But now they're foregoing that. Now they're foregoing the guest feature, and they're doing it themselves. Now the kids coming up are now becoming like rapper R&B singers. It's kind of hard to like to define.
Type of thing.
But Chris Brown is still on that.
Yeah, I don't think Chris Brown made his own music. I don't think Chris Brown wrote his own music though.
I don't know. I think he might write his own music.
Not like no offense to Chris Brown.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know 100%. But I think he falls in an earlier generation.
Well, yeah, but
this
he's kind of like
generation
what
is
bridges the
different.
gap because he came in as an R&B singer, and he will rap on a track, no problem, and then he'll like put, you know, so he'll do his own chorus and verse.
Agreed. I think you're right with that, but I think it's even evolved past that now. Now it's like think about the Bryson Tillers, right? Who I think I don't know if he's got another album coming out. I hope so. I'd like to see where he goes from the second album, which wasn't as good as the first.
Yeah.
The first album I really enjoyed. But like he's one of those artists that is kind of both in a way, you know, like what's dude's name? Eric Bellinger. Okay. He's kind of the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
with his stuff either.
No, you'd like Eric Bellinger for sure. But there's there's artists such as like that are very similar to them who do the same thing, and I think they're like, I don't know. It's satisfying to the ear though. I don't know. I really enjoy this new breed of R&B. It's like I really do enjoy it. It's, my ear really accepts it. You know, because there's a lot of music that I'm just like fuck. Like, you know, you hear a new album, you're like, oh fuck, skip. Your finger fucking the shit out of like the skipping button, right?
That's definitely how it's been recently.
You know, but no, I think we got a little off topic. But no, I'd like to speak a little bit more about it eventually. You know, just talking about that because it's something that interests me, and like that's kind of what I find myself listening to nowadays. Like, I listen to the old rap I like, and I listen to some of the new ones, some of the new rappers that I fuck with, but R&B wise, man, I just like literally, I'll just throw on like, cause Spotify makes it so easy.
It does.
They got like the daily mix.
Well, just
they got
streaming in general.
There's like 4 daily mixes. One is like rap. One is the R&B joints I like. I'm like, all right, cool. I just switch back and forth from these motherfuckers.
I don't know. I'm extra picky with my music nowadays. To be honest, when I'm in the car, I usually put my whole library on shuffle, and I'll hit skip like, I don't know, a good 10, 15 times between each song to just find something that I like. Actually want to listen to again.
I do skip a lot.
And some new stuff.
Because I'm probably the same way where like there's a certain, you're just looking for a certain song vibe at that specific moment, so you're just like,
and every once in a while,
this is the button.
Every once in a while, I get to the point where like, you know, I want to listen to this particular artist. So like today I've been listening to 1992 Game Shit.
That's a good album. That's a double joint, right?
No.
I mean,
what is the second one?
Talked about that actually.
Documentary 2, right?
Documentary 2's got the 2 albums.
Yeah. But you had to buy those separately, so I don't really consider it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I paid $10 more for Spotify, bro.
Well, no. I bought the album because I still actually buy CDs sometimes.
Well, where the fuck you buying CDs is what I'm asking.
Damn.
Depends. I mean, I've got some from Target.
Best Buy done
I
stopped
bought
selling
Scorpion
shit.
from Target. Like,
It's true.
Best Buy's going backwards.
I think so.
We're not gonna sell CDs, but you know what we are gonna keep in stock?
Well, we got this vinyl.
Vinyl.
and guess what? Nobody has a record player.
Don't know.
Well, I mean, when I say nobody, I don't mean nobody.
No,
Like, but yeah, it's kind of crazy for sure. Pitchfork was a highlight of your
So
weekend.
yeah, Smino was dope. Saba, who's from Chicago as well, SABA. He's a rapper slash.
I've heard the name.
Man, he killed me too, man. That shit was dope.
And again, it's not that I wouldn't necessarily care for these artists. I probably would enjoy, I don't know, I'd say 50% of what you're saying, because I don't want to go, because we do have different tastes in that regard, and I don't really listen to rock. It's just there's so many artists.
Yeah.
Dude, you go on Spotify and you start searching a name, and it's just like the Google search. It starts chopping it up, and you're like, dude, there's mad artists. You're just like, who the fuck are these people?
Right.
But if you give some of these people a chance, they're really dope.
You know,
and that's why I don't like that there's so much music, because I feel disappointed that I can't listen to it all.
Do you guys feel that there is a lot more newer artists
Yeah.
and music now than there was back then?
I kind of had a little bit of an
No,
epiphany
but I'll
about
tell you
this.
why. After
You
he
said
says
no?
Yeah, no. But after he says this.
I kind of had a little bit of epiphany about this earlier, because now, if you get in a contract from a record label, they don't have to worry about distribution of hard copies for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but it's a very
takes
focused
one
market now.
Fucking.
So now,
They're literally, you just make it available.
yeah, exactly. Now they have to market you in a digital way.
Yeah.
And if they put you up on iTunes or whatever, they basically set their contracts up to pay you a percentage of the sales that your actual song gets on those streaming.
You've looked this up recently?
No, I mean,
Because I
so
would
basically-
really like to understand this more, because I have no clue, but continue.
well, the example I have, shout out to my boy Jeremy.
Shout out.
He goes by his little stage name, J Nix. So
J
he-
Nix,
he
what up, J Nix?
recently got an offer on a contract. It's not a super major time one, but has the same kind of mumbo jumbo in there. But they're basically talking about they own the rights to your music for however long. They're gonna do a digital thing, and if you want to do hard copies, they'll do it to this extent for this amount of money, whatever.
Right.
And then you get a certain percentage back from that. So mostly, what the contract in general was saying was we own the rights to your music, and we'll market you for whatever for free on a digital platform, and then whatever you sell from that, you'll get 60%. So now I think it's cheaper for record labels to sign new artists,
Dude,
and it actually benefits their pockets more.
Because there's the overhead is not really there too much. I mean, you don't have to have all of these albums, stamped and then shipped out and then not sold and then.
Well, I feel like the same way with Apple, right? If we buy a premium subscription as customers, it costs a certain amount. I feel like probably from that standpoint where you're putting on music, there's probably a higher tier of that they have, not necessarily an ownership, but they pay for a premium membership to add music, and they already have the name, so that's all they need to market it.
I have a question that kind of goes off of that. Because you've been international recently and towards Europe and all of that, I don't know if you noticed, but are CDs still a thing out there?
I haven't really noticed. I don't think it is.
That's
to
something that's dropped off worldwide.
Well, literally, when I go to
Vinyl picked up where CDs left off.
when I go on these European vacations,
Okay.
they were strictly for leisure, So I spent a lot of time shopping, just hanging out, whatever. I did not notice pretty much anybody selling a focus on CDs. But what I did notice about the music, if I'm running through the store, shopping, whatever, their music is usually a year or two behind what we're listening to on the radio.
That is something I'm aware. I know that they do get things a little later. I didn't know it was that long.
Well, if we're listening to, and I only use this example because there's a Kanye song, take me down the trip, I'd like to go something.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot who he was on that song.
Is
Yeah. Yeah, so that song was on last time I was there, and I don't know, it had come out a few years before that, So that's the shit that they're listening to on their radio now, which we were listening to, 4 or 5 years before that. So it's kind of interesting to see how the American music is on a lag, kind of there. But It also is kind of off-putting because you see big, like even rap artists who are going abroad and they're having concerts in the middle of their tours here and there. So like, I'm not sure how up to date they are.
You have cats going to Australia.
I think that
selling out.
Germany, like whatever.
I want to say that unless there's restrictions based on the country,
based on
I want to say that Spotify allows for them. It's a different world, and I'm not saying for sure, but my theory is that based on maybe album wise and what's shipped that way and what's played on the radio is going to be different than what they can get off of their streaming services like Spotify.
But all they have to
Apple
do is
Music,
go
all
on
that.
YouTube for the most part to get caught up with.
Well,
shit.
that may not be true because I know that certain countries can create certain firewalls or restrictions on web access. I don't know that YouTube is as accessible in other places as it is here. Maybe Europe, but other places I know that they have.
The only reason why I noticed, for instance, like looking at the analytics of our YouTube page, and you have people from different continents who are, 4, 5, 6% who are watching.
Okay.
So
okay. Well, maybe content is blocked. Maybe you can't watch certain music from over here because of licensing.
it's possible.
But I feel like Spotify might negate that.
I think it may be another bit of the artist's choice because your music can only be, have ownership rights wherever you purchase it. So if they're streaming music where you can watch it in Europe or whatever, they don't have the same rights to halt the distribution. So somebody can probably rip their music unless they actually go and put trademarks in place, stuff like that abroad. So you have to have your national trademarks and stuff are not going to match with your abroad overseas trademarks unless you go over there and do that specifically.
Because I wouldn't assume it'd be beneficial for an artist to go tour an album that nobody's heard in a certain area.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense, So you got like Game. I follow him on.
He's always touring.
He's always So
always.
I'm trying to make a lot of money there too. They're not trying to limit themselves.
Right. For them to know 50 Cent in Africa, that just shows that means that there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it still probably is. It could still be on a lag and still know people. I mean, these are artists who have been around for a while. Like if you ask them about Tekashi, would they know?
I think somewhere he was just touring internationally.
So I feel like that is different though because
this kid is
he's blown up and he's all around.
He's from a different era though, as well. He's the kid with the shit on his face and he wears like pink shit. Even beyond that, he is an artist that he hasn't created an album yet. He's just been creating singles and tours his singles. Yeah. He doesn't have an album. He has like 8, 9 singles maybe at the most. And he only tours these. I don't think he even has plans to create an album. He's doing something with Nicki Minaj. Yeah, like there is no reason for him to make an album other than the fact that people like us want to hear an album. Not from him particularly, but I mean regardless of that, like he's just of this new era that didn't create an album. There's no conceptualizing an album.
And you know what? That's the digital era for you.
Because this
but the digital era
back in the day, bro.
It evolved to this though. It's still even
that man would be called whack and he'd be done.
Yeah.
Even a few years ago, this would have been like what the fuck. Like there were still albums being made. I think this single-driven market is different.
Well, you don't have to put together a cohesive part of art,
No.
And like if you look at like
if you make just hot singles and then tour them, it just sounds like you've made all these great songs.
Yeah, I mean there are multiple examples. Like even the late Tekashi, that guy, he didn't have an album, but he just signed a record deal before his death. Rest in peace. So there's like, you don't have to have any kind of, and it's weird because I think maybe like good music and like a couple of other big labels, like the real big ones, are probably the only ones who still have a record minimum for you right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude,
like
I don't know, I've really become like...
I feel like a lot of these labels are just taking chances too on doing different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to adapt.
Before, because I feel like we should get into the list eventually, but you had asked a question about are there more artists now than there were before? Did you ask that question?
Oh yeah.
Are people getting signed more now?
Did you ask?
My question was, do you feel like there's more newer acts now than there were back when we were younger?
Oh, newer in the sense that we're exposed to them.
So newer in the sense, so what I'm saying is newer that like almost every month there's 2 or 3 more artists.
It wouldn't have been this before.
I don't feel that way.
It would have.
Unless it just wasn't.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Like media.
It would have been this way before had we had these media outlets and streaming services.
So there was always
and YouTube
so many people.
And Instagram, and you can literally, I can literally. Back in the day, there was just as many starving artists. They just stood out.
Didn't pop on back then. That are popping now.
They used to stand out on the corner downtown and everywhere else, handing out CDs. That's how they tried to get their name out.
True.
Mixtapes, selling out the trunks and shit. Nowadays you ain't got to do that. Nowadays you get on YouTube,
Not anybody with a computer.
rap fucking 60 seconds straight. Do that every fucking day. Somebody's gonna take notice.
Yeah.
There's a kid that I just fucking seen. He's like 14 years old, skilled little rapper, but he's been like, he blew up. Why? Because fucking social media is it's instant.
Anybody with internet access.
It's
can
100%
do anything
instant.
Yeah.
We don't have to edit this. You could just literally go home, upload, and by the end of the night, you've got our material, an hour and a half or what have you, of what we've talked about today. It does. That's all I'm saying. There were just as many artists, and if there are more now, it's because of the fact that people realize more so that they can get on or attempt to get on in a much more expedited manner.
I think it's about visibility.
That's what I'm saying,
So,
and that's where it comes from.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can post something, and then the right person sees it. And now, because like if you're standing on a corner and you're just pitching your mixtapes, there's not much like.
Dude, who are you gonna encounter? Somebody
road,
most people aren't gonna listen.
Right.
But I do have a story about somebody I just encountered trying to sell me a CD recently, and I actually followed him on IG. And if I remember it next time.
Sharkula?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, but it kind of went on that tangent. We were at, me and Vivi went to go eat at Au Cheval over on Randolph and right off the expressway. Mm-hmm. And we were waiting for our Uber. Right before the Uber came, some dude came over. He's like, yo, man, do you got a chance to listen? I was like, no, I gotta go, man. And I wasn't really sure where the CD player was going to come from in this equation also. But regardless of that, I was like, nah, man. I was like, I ain't got no cash. I apologize. He's like, well, do me a favor. At least follow me on IG. I was like, I got you right there. I searched him up. But that's the new thing. So maybe you can't sell the CD, but you can get somebody to follow you. And if you're somebody who enjoys good music and wants to give somebody a shot, and now that this isn't such a fucking occurrence, like working downtown or being downtown, you know that you can get stopped at, or used to be able to get stopped on every corner for somebody, and the same person every day. You know, I'll be like, dog, every day.
That's why I said Sharkula.
I can't follow you more than one time. There's only one time I can follow you, so stop asking. But
not gonna create another account to follow you guys.
But that might be the new thing, right? You be like, yo, can you listen? Can you support? If not, do me a favor, just follow me. Just check me out on social media. See what I'm about. I was like, yo, I got you. I didn't unfollow. I'm still following, dude. Like I'm not.
Exactly.
You're
not gonna unfollow.
No, man. I'm all about supporting that shit. Like, and he wasn't bad either. I can't remember off the top.
Yeah.
But that's. I mean, it's weird. Like the transition that music has taken. Like just 10 years ago.
I mean, it still adopts the fundamentals from where it started, and then
of course.
You know,
it's how it's dispersed now that's different.
Because you can still run into somebody on the street and try to sell them a CD, like you guys did.
But nobody got a CD player in a car no more, bruh.
I mean, I got a CD player in 2016, so there's still some cars that have CD players.
My car don't have a fucking CD player.
It's weird.
I don't like that they do that.
It's weird.
I was like,
there's no like.
I was torn about that.
Copy,
right?
You know?
Yeah. So why
and it takes
obsolete?
This much space for USB.
But there's a fine line, bro. There's a fine line. What happened?
Fine line.
Dude, when you got a CD disc changer that's got 45 discs and like it's in where's it? In the trunk, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you have it in the Mazda?
Mine was in the dashboard in 2010.
In the Mazda? Mine was actually in the dash too, in the little Malibu.
Yeah.
But
it's weird. You just keep feeding it in.
Yeah, like I mean, like my word was like, what if it doesn't want to give him back?
Bust
I'm
open
just
this whole
pressing
center
eject
console.
because it was a faulty CD player too. Like sometimes it didn't work,
Yeah.
so I'll be trying to sit there and eject. I'll be like, man, it's got 6 of my CDs.
That's the problem.
I will literally disassemble this.
That was the
motherfucker.
problem with the 6-disc changer, is that they always had some kind of like electrical issue that you can't get your CD back out. But having just a 1-disc, that's fine with me.
Oh, I love
And mine
it. The
still
one
has
disc
that.
is cool. It's acceptable.
Yeah,
Mine
but you
still
got
has
that
that right now.
bulky ass CD fucking booklet though.
Yeah, well, I'm one of probably very few people who still buy CDs.
It's true.
I would if it was still a thing, but you can't find. Listen. I can't go.
It's still a thing, but they don't put everything
I'm not
out.
gonna take an hour trip to find a place that sells a CD.
No. They still put it out, but they don't put it everywhere, and not everybody releases a hard copy. Like Book of Ryan, for instance, I couldn't get it in store, so I had to order on Amazon.
I feel like that's where you gotta buy most.
But
of
I
your
bought
CDs.
Scorpion, Drake's Scorpion from Target. So
Oh,
I don't know, it really just kind of
right.
depends.
Right.
No, honestly, I love the physical copy. I love albums. I loved Tuesdays.
Yeah, man.
I loved Tuesdays because Tuesdays meant new music.
Exactly.
That was it. Tuesdays meant new music. Tuesdays meant I gotta go to Best Buy for sure. Tuesdays meant the blade that I kept in my ashtray in the car
Got
was used so I could slice that fucking industrial plastic that they had the CD wrapped in.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it by hand.
No, dude, it would take forever.
I did it by hand. I don't care how long it took.
It took.
I did it by hand. I was
Well,
like, I'm gonna get this
no,
fucking
but
CD open.
the thing is, when you're trying to jump in the car and then throw it in the CD player and dip,
Yeah.
you only got some.
It depends. If I don't have anywhere to go, I'm sitting in the parking lot and I'm like,
It was like, it was horrible when they had those stickers on
yeah.
the album, or like the CD rather. And you had to like peel that off, because that was harder than peeling off the plastic.
You mean
Well,
like
it says
stickers
singles.
on the jewel?
Right.
What it'll say,
Oh, I
like,
would
what are
keep
the
those
singles on
stickers
the
on
CD?
there. I would keep those
Yeah,
stickers.
sometimes.
No, I would.
Some
If,
whack ass albums sometimes. I was like, I want, I want it for the one song,
Right, I don't really care what the singles are with whoever they're with.
I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. No. That's just me.
But there was definitely a certain nostalgia that came with that. And,
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It sucks that it's kind of fading out, but as long as I can still get physical copies of certain artists, I'm gonna
I'll
go
say
ahead and do
this,
that.
as a vinyl collector myself, I definitely love the resurgence of vinyl. Because that wasn't really a thing 10 years ago. If maybe
No,
5 years ago.
Well, that's the thing, is that everybody has a CD player from 5 years ago.
But not
how many
everybody
people
that
have a
had a
record player?
CD player is buying a record player now.
Yeah, and how many people have a vinyl player from 5 years ago? Not very many people.
No.
Like, if you had a vinyl player in your house, it's probably from like the 80s.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the hard thing. Now, to get back to collecting vinyls, I have to go out and buy a record player,
You do.
and then all my CDs are useless.
But that's the best quality of music too, though, is vinyl.
it is really good quality. I enjoy it. It's like a fullness
It is.
to the
Why
music.
DJs usually
But-
use
It
those,
is
right?
warm.
But
You're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love CDs. I still got all my joints.
still
I
have
don't know
those.
what I'm gonna do with the fuck with them. I'm gonna put them on a shelf
But
and say,
hopefully,
look at my CDs. Look
Well,
at
the next
look
40
at my
years-
CDs.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you have a CD player? I don't have a CD player, but I have CDs.
I'm gonna hope that in the next 40 years, when I'm getting ready to retire, certain albums, certain classic albums are gonna be worth some good money.
Of course.
It's like when the Jordan rookie card, if you have one of those right now, you're fucking set.
I don't know about that.
I just want it to age well. I don't know if it's going to.
Basketball cards didn't age well.
No. Jordan rookie card is still worth a lot of money. One recently sold for like $150,000.
That's not true, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I
Well,
don't
look it up.
believe you. We need more people.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I don't
But alright.
believe you. We need more people.
Enough chitter chatting around. Like, here's getting to some of these topics. I want to make some of them short and sweet. Just this is what happened. Like for instance, this first one, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Probably deserved it.
But there was two different stories. More than likely.
You're real blunt with that one.
More than likely. But there was two different stories. I'm not going to dive into them. But either way, do you think he hit himself in the head? Just
You very well could have. Cheddar Bob shooting your damn self.
Either him or
like
DJ
Cheddar Bob when he shot himself.
Either him or DJ Academics.
Huh?
Because those cats are like,
I can't stand academics.
no.
I really can't. No, but
Lame as fuck, bro.
true.
Fuck DJ.
But what I don't know. there was 2 different stories. I find it hard to really believe, and that's what the issue with this, right? Let's say it was a serious thing, like it really happened.
Yeah.
All you do is make really dumb videos of trolling people, right? So nobody knows whether or not this is a troll or not. So regardless if it happened or not, bro, you put this stuff in here. Put this on yourself.
It depends where he was at. If he was in Chicago, I could see he definitely got his ass whooped. You know.
Oh, you heard Big Mensa's to calling his ass out.
Yeah.
He's like, come see these hands.
Him and DJ Academics, like, shit.
He said it's on site with DJ Academics.
Right. And I kind of believe that. Big Mensa fucked somebody up.
Yeah.
I fuck with.
Yeah, I mean, moving on from Tekashi, I think that, I said I wanted to make it a quick mention, but that was not very quick, so.
Well, we talked, it wasn't that quick.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever, you know, it just went beyond the ass whooping he took that I wanted to talk about. So, see, just a couple other quick things. Sorry, I don't really have it completely in order here, but Mike Beasley, we can talk about him for a second.
Yeah.
He
wasn't he playing in China?
That's a big one.
I have no idea where he was, but now he's on the Lakers.
Well, LeBron.
He over there trying to hope that LeBron will save his life.
I swear to God.
Beasley just retire.
At this point, man, like,
Or just go play overseas. You make money. You're not gonna win another ring.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you even have it on there. Dwayne Wade got offered $25 million.
Oh, they play in China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have it on there, but that's weird.
So I have some thoughts. I think one, fuck it, go take that shit.
I don't think he's gonna.
Oh, well, maybe.
Do you know how much the Miami Heat gave him or offered him?
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna go because Gabrielle Union is gonna try to keep him. I don't think she's gonna want to go to China.
1 year.
I think she would.
I don't know.
He got enough money to fly.
She has nothing holding.
That's the thing is that he has enough money. She has enough money. There's really like no reason for him to go and play.
Because China adores their players. He's already got a Li Ning shoe.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you know what? Now that you mentioned that he has a shoe from China, I could see it. I guess. It's weird.
He can become Stephon Marbury.
I was gonna say
right. Or Allen.
And
they're gonna reopen Stephen Barry's for his shoes.
Really?
No.
Oh, we were talking. No, listen. In my opinion, I don't know how much he has left to give. And what are you doing? What are you giving it to a team that you're not doing anything? Like, go to China, you can dominate, become their biggest star, play it. You could probably negotiate a double the contract, fucking the second year, and be done with it.
Not only that, but on top of your contract, crazy endorsements in China.
Yeah. Listen, I love Dwayne Wade. I thought he was one of my favorite players at a certain point in time. But listen, the league is only trending more towards a West Coast dominant league.
I just have a hard time believing he's going to go to China for a year for $25 million. Because in the grand scheme, he's got all kinds of money.
$25 million wouldn't hurt.
And he's what, 35, 36 maybe now? He's older than LeBron, right?
He's older.
How hard can the games in China be? Let's be fucking honest.
But to literally, like, you're already loaded as you can be. You're going to go to a different country for a year now.
I mean, their Olympic team is horrible, but they didn't do much.
He was still playing USA basketball.
Like I said, how difficult can these games in China be? I will not waver.
He's throwing all you to himself and off the backboard.
Literally, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
LeBron will go next year.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that'll be the new hustle. They just go overseas.
Dude, China.
NBA just shuts down.
China, I believe, is the second largest market aside from the North American market.
I'm pretty sure it's going to make an extension of the NBA eventually.
I guess they have
Chinese basketball.
CNBA.
Yeah, CBA. Yeah, something like that.
No, because that's Canadian basketball association.
Yeah. So it's got to be like CNBA. And if it's an extension of itself, then I think you put NBA in it as well.
Yeah,
correct.
The Chinese National Basketball Association.
I'm sure they already have some kind of connection like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you got Clint Capella, the Rockets.
Sick.
He signed a contract extension.
They gave him a good amount of money, right?
Dude, 5 years, $90 million.
What the fuck?
Well, now that you don't have DeRozan, now you're putting all your eggs in. Well, that's the Rockets. I don't know. I mean, I guess you have a good quality group there that you don't want to separate.
Did they sign Melo?
I don't know.
I heard that Melo was going to be signed for the veteran minimum. But they keep asking this motherfucker if he's gonna come off the bench.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "Oh,
I know
only I know when I'm ready to come off the bench."
He said no. I read something yesterday or today. He's like, "I know this game of basketball. I'm not coming off the bench or something like that."
He said something.
I heard that too.
I heard something along the lines. He's like, "I got plenty left in the tank. Only I know when I'm ready to come off the bench."
Dude, he's never gonna come off the bench. He's gonna retire before that.
Yeah.
Already, you accepting a veteran minimum, which
Dude.
no. Understand, he's already got like $30 million coming from Oklahoma.
So
he's making the most out of any NBA player this year, which is ridiculous. But he's only getting paid a veteran minimum contract from the Houston Rockets, which is like, dude, you think you're gonna you're gonna start?
Right.
They're not gonna start you. They got way too many players on their team.
I'm sure they might play with it a little bit, and he probably will show up in the starting lineup here and there, but I don't think
Not consistently.
No.
Maybe to fill in for an injury.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, Carmelo has quite a reputation as far as an offensive player goes. So they're going to give him a shot. I mean,
look,
see
man,
what he can
he's
offer,
a great scorer. I don't know if he's a great
No.
scorer or as great a scorer as he used to be.
Well, we'll see if it was a matter of the system or if it was a matter of him. Now,
He said it was. He said he felt it was rushed in Oklahoma.
I mean,
Like,
for
he
sure.
like they never got a rhythm or something.
I can see what you're saying.
It's just hard because you have people on the team, again, who demand the basketball. I mean, you have Russell Westbrook. You don't get a triple-double by not having the ball in your hands, and you're averaging a triple-double for the whole season.
Speaking of Oklahoma, though, did you hear what Paul George said? Because he signed long-term. He signed, 5 years?
Yeah.
He's like, at this point in my career, I don't need a big city flashing lights. I don't need none of that. He likes to fish. Like, he's a big fisherman. So, like, and like, like on a lake. Now, I don't know how much, if he does, but like, he'd be on the lake when he was in Indiana fishing. So I think he just enjoys that country life. That being said, that may lend itself to a more productive season for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You've taken the Carmelo out the picture, right? Whether that's a good or bad thing is yet to be seen, but it does take a ego off the court. So it means that now you have 2 egos, which is more manageable with a supporting cast.
Do you think it's a matter of getting 3 superstars to mesh well together?
I don't think the number is 3.
Or if it's a matter of Russell Westbrook, that's the problem.
You speak specifically to Oklahoma.
Okay, I would say the 3 All-Stars is just a general statement because how often do you get 3 All-Stars to work really well on a team of that capacity, And then you got the other side where Russell Westbrook has been surrounded by 2 other All-Stars. Well,
So again,
it's hard to get that system, that flow to work.
Again, I'm asking, are you speaking specifically to Oklahoma or to the NBA in general?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the 3 All-Stars, I'm speaking to the NBA in general because just in general, it's hard to get those egos to mesh well on the court together. Or do you think it's a Russell Westbrook problem? Because he's been surrounded by 2 other All-Stars before, and they've made it so far, but then they've had their difficulty, and they had to separate.
I will say that was early on in James Harden's career, and that was fairly early on in the Kevin Durant career as well within the Oklahoma City organization. Again, those are very large egos. I don't know. I think it may be, when we're speaking specifically of these 3, they are something of an anomaly because they were all drafted from Oklahoma. Yeah. They are all MVPs and all All-Stars, focal points of their team, big egos, the most noticeable man on the court most of the time, right? So I think when you're speaking of those 3 specifically, that is I think that is an equation that just was what it was, right? Like, you couldn't. I don't know. I think that if Durant stayed, when they got beat they may have come back and won the next season. But I don't even like fault him for going there. Fuck it, whatever. Do what you got to do. It's not like he's not the most dominant player on that team right now.
So I'm just speaking to right now. You couldn't make Carmelo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook work, right? So now you had to get rid of.
You got to talk about the way the Carmelo you got.
Well, for
Carmelo,
sure.
you got was at the latter part of his career.
For sure, but again, the reason why I say it's harder with 3 All-Stars...
Paul George coming off injuries.
Well, especially 3 All-Stars who they demand the ball as much as possible. It's hard to get 3 All-Stars in their rhythm, regularly.
Agreed.
And so, like, that's why when...
I think 2 is the sweet spot with the supporting cast that works well.
They got
maybe 2, 3 good bench players.
Yeah.
They had to get rid of Harden first, right? And then it was just Westbrook and Durant. And I don't know if they were just not utilized correctly or what, but that should have been a very good duo. And that's why I say Westbrook could be the variable here, because now you got...
think about Harden, though. Harden went to Houston, and they didn't even get into the... He was dominant, but it didn't even get to the last... It took until the last couple of seasons for him to really become the dominant player he is.
He was pretty much the sole All-Star at that point, though. And now you brought Chris Paul on board, and you almost made it to the finals this year,
Oh, I think they... Well, maybe not. I think they make it to the finals before... to the Western Conference Finals before Lakers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they have, again, it's just about time meshing and...
But back to your point, before we get off that, I just think that... You have a good point. And it's... I don't know if we can really say for certain. I just feel like when you have to consider the time in which you had these players, right? And then Carmelo was at the latter point of his career. Paul George coming a year and a half or so removed from that injury, trying to find his way between a Westbrook and a Melo, who probably should have deferred but didn't really, right? And I think that I think Westbrook and Paul George may be something to deal with.
I was thinking that too, because now you have... So go back to Harden, Durant, Westbrook, OKC, right? So you had 3 very strong-minded players who demand basketball. Then you have the supporting cast with Serge Ibaka. Who else was on that team?
It was a good fucking team.
It was a really good team. So you had to disperse the ball and let the 3 All-Stars get their numbers. And then even you had to rely on them. Golden State makes it work in a crazy way, but you had the 3 All-Stars, and then you had the supporting cast who you're supposed to rely on for your 10, 15 points a game, at least 2 of those players. Perkins was the other guy, right, for a while?
Kendrick Perkins? Yeah. Wasn't he on...
He joined OKC, I'm not sure how late into it he did.
Man, I don't know. I feel like... Just on paper, teams seem like they should be better than they will be in actual, practice. OKC definitely had of these 3 future MVPs, great players, but it just sometimes it don't mesh well, man. Sometimes you gotta understand, like 1, 2, 3, right? MJ was the first. MJ wants it, you defer, right? Next, Scotty wants it, and MJ's give it to Scotty. Then we fall in line. You gotta understand that. And I think sometimes that the ego is so big that it's like, no, fuck that. I'm the first in line.
Maybe that just has more to do with that number 1 player then. Like the dude that's always getting deferred to. Like,
the captain.
Michael was a team player, Not to say like LeBron isn't, but Michael was more of a team player.
Yeah.
He bonded more with his team than I feel like we ever see LeBron bonding with his team.
So we have to be fair again, though, because social media is a thing.
No, sure. So yeah, I'm not trying to hate.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, we have to throw that in the mix. Sure. Because we don't know. We didn't see as much as MJ as we see of LeBron. Well, LeBron, you see LeBron on Instagram every day. We didn't see MJ. We seen MJ at the Lardo Center.
We would have if this technology.
Agreed. Around. But what I'm saying is, because of that, we don't really know.
But you can't base it off that.
No. But I mean, there are reports that MJ wasn't the cool. He was a dick.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
You know,
yeah, you're right.
And I'm not saying that that's true or not, but I'm just saying we don't have firsthand evidence.
That game, though. You know.
Oh, you mean? Yes.
And I think
he
also
cared about his
who you deal with.
Agreed. I thought you meant.
He dished off that shot, and he thought he should take it
in an off the court
Yeah.
manner.
Not even that.
I think it really is a matter of who the players deal with. Like if you ask Scottie Pippen about Jordan's persona,
He's
you probably get a different answer.
He has
if you
nothing bad to say about it.
If you ask Steve Kerr, he might tell you something different. You know, and that's on the same team.
Got
So
punched in the mouth, motherfuckers.
right. So
although much respect to Steve Kerr, because he's when we speak about how outspoken the NBA is, Steve Kerr is one of those.
He's always stood for what he.
Yeah, 100%.
He's about his players, man, in general.
Yeah.
You know? And justice is.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, we definitely went off.
But I think that's okay because those tangents also allow for just better conversation. I don't know.
Well, let's see, one more thing here about LeBron, and then we'll add Kawhi into the mix. Not with the USA basketball camp. And last I heard about LeBron, he's also not in USA basketball camp. So
he don't need to be, man.
I was gonna say that.
Listen,
he was training with Dwayne Wade today. LeBron was.
I'm tired of his non-participation in things.
But it was just them two.
At this point in his career, he needs to not
means,
participate in anything but the league.
He's never participated in shit.
He's gonna be, what is he now? He's my age, maybe a year older. No, he graduated my year. So, 2003. So now what is he, like 33, 34 years old at the most?
34.
But he's got a lot of miles on him. NBA miles, league miles, basketball miles. So, with that being said, I don't think he needs to be participating. He should have done a dunk contest. He should have done a lot of this stuff. Just because it seems like fucking fun.
Did MJ...
Like, why wouldn't you?
Do Team USA basketball in 96?
No. But again, I don't think that was a thing as much as it is now back then.
I mean, it was in the 92 Dream Team. That was
no, I mean, there's a
basketball.
yearly USA basketball thing going on. Like,
well, right, but when they started, like, this time when they started mentioning it, usually we're 2 years off from Summer Olympics, so...
No, I don't think he's participated in 96.
No? I mean, I don't know, I guess. At least MJ participated in all the extracurricular league activity, and LeBron does none of that, he never did, and it really always bothered me. I'm like...
Me too.
Do a dunk contest.
I feel that way about a lot of other rookies, too, though, around that time.
But, I mean, you got the biggest player...
No, you're right.
In
Especially
the franchise right now.
like the hardest dunker.
Yeah.
The only thing...
High school.
And he said I'm only a game dunker.
Besides... Tracy McGrady, right? Does McGrady come out of high school? Am I wrong about that?
I think McGrady came out of high school.
Yeah. Okay.
McGrady...
Alright.
Yeah,
Vince Carter, too, though.
No.
Vince Carter didn't.
He went to North Carolina.
Excuse me. Alright. Kevin Garnett came out of high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of Farragut, I believe.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. We could actually, that's a good segue with Vince Carter.
True.
So, this is just a tidbit that I thought was kind of funny. So, he joined the Hawks now, right? And Trae Young just got drafted to the Hawks.
Young as fuck.
And I think it said something like Vince Carter he started playing basketball professionally in the NBA 3 months before Trae Young was born.
Yeah.
And now they're teammates.
Another teammates together.
That boy better.
That just shows how long.
So that was my thing though, and like that's that's just a funny little tidbit. But Trae Young's gonna learn so much.
You best learn from that boy.
Yeah.
He should learn so much.
You best learn from Vince.
Man, to learn from Vince Carter, like that's
learning veteran.
That's like Kobe status.
Mm-hmm. Learning veteran.
You just work with somebody.
Mannerisms.
Just like veterans.
And how to
in general
go into situations
You're right.
in the game and otherwise.
Veteran guidance.
Yo.
But Vince was a hybrid player though.
What do you mean?
I feel like he was a shooter as well as a dunker, as well as a defender.
Agreed. And I mean that.
So maybe all around player, but
I think that he should definitely.
He could definitely teach a point guard, shooting guard how to play the position.
Oh, agreed. I'm not saying he wouldn't.
Yeah, no,
I just mean that like game situations, right? Like I think that's where you learn most from these veterans. Is
But just in general, getting that guidance from them is
preparation.
Huge. Like Kobe Bryant, I think he was just working with Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I would say. And I mean, dude's already a beast, so he's just picking up whatever little moves that Kobe picked up from MJ in the first place. But like having that guidance, having just like that, getting moves right and working on them every day with like somebody who's.
I was thinking about that.
Playing this big game
today on the way from work. I was thinking about how much I really do like that Kobe is staying involved in the league.
For sure.
Because he said there's a lot lost when generations leave.
Of course.
That if the new generation isn't careful, and the old generation as well, then it becomes lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's much like a lot of trades nowadays, like skilled trades.
Yeah, no,
there's a
right.
generational gap, and
torch,
they're losing. There's not younger tradesmen to take the place of the old trades. So now what's going to happen is the old trades retire, and that lull between hiring a new person and them retiring means that you're not going to get that information that they've acquired the last 30 years of their lives.
I think a lot of it is that those old trades don't care enough about passing the torch on. You know, you have your people who
That's also true.
No, I feel like that maybe is 100% the truth.
Because you'll have your people who like want to show you the way and show you the right way to do it, the old school way to do it, like whatever before.
And I think we have to acknowledge the fact that not only like these old school, but one of the top fucking 5, arguably, right?
Wait, who is this?
Kobe.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right? Not necessarily just a veteran, but a motherfucking top 5 greatest, right?
Yeah.
Is like, no, I'm not done yet. I'm done playing.
Yeah, really.
I'm not competing
I'm not done
anymore,
with basketball.
but I want to help mold this sport.
Yeah. Like I'm still able-bodied. I'm still going to show you guys how it's done.
It's one to run a camp for children, but but it's a completely different thing to say, fuck this.
I'm going to mentor these young
I'm going to seek out those who appear to be willing to accept it. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but want it.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is a lot of those players will reach out to him and he'll be like, yeah, cool, like let's get in the gym, let's get this stuff going, instead of being like, nah, I'm retired, like find somebody else.
And he chilled for a bit. Kobe kicked it. He won an Emmy?
Yeah.
This motherfucker won an Emmy.
Or whatever. As well as like ESPYs too, obviously.
Yeah.
Huh?
As well as like various ESPYs too.
Yeah, but I mean like he won was it an Emmy
sports,
or what was the Grammy?
No.
It wasn't a Grammy.
Oscar. He won an Oscar. He won an Oscar because of the documentary. The basketball documentary. He's won an Oscar. So he chilled out. But now it's good. Now it's time to be like, one, come on, man. All these greats, they always get in bad shape after they retire. Yeah. So the last thing you want to do is gain weight like MJ didn't have to lose it. Because MJ did have to lose that shit. He got in shape again.
Besides Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby
didn't get back in shape.
You're
Mike Bibby got completely.
Yeah, he didn't get back into shape. It was like, I reshaped.
He shape-shifted, right. Yeah, this dude did not
go. Put a little pec here, a little bicep there.
But that's what I like about this Ice Cube Big 3 tournament, you know? Yeah. So you kind of, and I don't know, it's not necessarily more on a mentor level though, but it's, you got these old heads who, you know, they retired to stop playing. They're no longer playing like competitive. I mean, it's still, I guess, competitive. I haven't really watched it, but
yeah,
it just kind of brings your old players back on the court, and it gives you a feeling of nostalgia a little bit.
I want to really watch more of it. It only reminds me of one thing in life. One thing.
Oh, playing the gym with my father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing basketball at the gym, Gompers Park, with my father and his
running with the old heads and his crew.
But the thing is,
and they would call a foul and argue about it for 20 goddamn minutes.
The thing is, when we were younger, they were old heads, but they weren't old heads. They were in their some Randy and all them. They were in their late 30s.
Late 30s, yeah.
Your dad was in his 40s, early 50s, probably.
Yeah. But maybe teenagers
late 40s.
No, he was
so
like 40s.
Dude, we learned so much about basketball playing with those folks, and we learned what to do and definitely what not to do.
But
yeah, right. Though.
Yo, Ralph, if you're listening, bro, I will never ever forget those arguments at Gompers Park.
Yeah.
You can never settle it down either.
Huh?
You can never settle it down.
No way.
No, what I used to love was your pops would be like, yo, my court, my call.
Yo, you can't just say that shit.
But
like,
you can.
You don't even own this goddamn place, first.
It really isn't his court, but it was because he brought us all together there.
Right.
I used to love that. My court, my call. And he just walked away with the ball.
I liked it because instead of
in his Adidas sweat, Adidas sweat joints.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that shot.
But that's what your dad was a scorer. No joke. No joke.
Oh yeah.
No joke.
Man,
your dad is a
fucking
scorer.
I wish you could have seen when he was younger though.
Oh man, I bet your dad was no joke.
My father and his friend Arnie, my uncle Arnie, they used to run the courts on the south and west side.
Oh, I bet.
Like, and mind you, your dad is like 5'8", 5'9"?
With like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, he's a little bit shorter than me, so 5'8", 5'9". Yeah.
So they played around those times when Isaiah was out on the courts.
Maybe, because I feel like he had a story about Isaiah, but I'm not sure. But he played with the great street players as well as a few pros.
Bro, with Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, because
back in those days, you could find the pros out on those courts
because they want to find a new talent.
Tim Hardaway spent a lot of time out in Chicago too.
Shit, you got Joe Dumars and fucking like
Joe Dumars for sure. I never heard stories about Tim Hardaway, but I feel like Isaiah was a story though.
Dude, I know I've thought about it before. Your dad was a motherfucking problem back in the day for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like his layup, his whole
that quick scoop. Man. He would just come under and scoop.
Gee.
That's and
that was him.
Fee developed that with a more flashier.
Yeah.
the little flip.
Fee loved watching Iverson.
Oh man, I do remember that.
That was a little bit later for him because he's older than us, obviously.
Yeah.
But when Iverson came around, he was like, "That's that dude."
No, yeah.
He was in 76ers, back in the day.
Your brother
no cornrows, just like a short ass haircut. Yeah.
So we used to talk. I remember
Iverson.
Your brother at one point told me because watching MJ,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Really apologize.
No.
His dude was Nick Van Exel because my brother is a Denver Nuggets fan. Nick Van Exel was a point guard.
I actually remember that.
Yeah. With Antonio McDyess and LaFronzo Ellis.
Nice. Yes. I remember those years.
But so he developed his game off Nick Van Exel for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Those were some of my favorite hooping days of all time.
Man.
And coming from Chicago or in general, just watching Michael Jordan play basketball, everybody reversed.
Yeah.
Right? So I remember I had a tendency.
I never learned it.
As a youngin', I had a tendency. I would do it, but I didn't understand English.
Yeah, right.
Very well. I just would, and I wouldn't. So your brother at one point, your brother's your brother's the person that explained to me how to apply English, and how he's like, when you get under there, flip it and understand the spin of the ball.
Right.
And I was young, probably 12, 13 at this point maybe. And I'll remember that to this day. There's certain things.
Just
I started to fail you once
I have no doubt. I learned the most about basketball in that small Gompers Park court.
Yeah.
That shot started to fail you once I grew a wingspan and I started blocking the fuck out of that shit.
Really good block. But unfortunately, it doesn't equate to a win. A block doesn't equate to a win.
True.
However, at this point in my basketball career, you could definitely beat the shit out. I am terrible. The last time I played
mollywopped on the court.
Which makes me not feel comfortable because I'm only 4 years back. So when
I think I would need a couple of weeks of consistent 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
But my body won't allow that. 1 week of 4 days, I can't play for 4 weeks. Right. And then I'll get back to it and still be off rhythm.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, and not to speak for everybody, I want to speak for everybody right now in this room, but shout out to Gary, Randy, Wayne,
yes,
my father, my brother,
all y'all, man,
cousins, friends who came out, everybody.
That court
we learned basketball because of y'all.
Yeah, we had some fun in those courts.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100.
A lot of people came and went from that Gompers court too.
True.
Yes, sir.
But there were those people that always stayed there, though.
There were epic games, man.
Oh, man.
45-minute arguments about fouls.
Not even that, but games to 11 that took an hour,
Dude, hell yeah.
You had 15, you had 15, 20 people on the side waiting for that next game.
Yeah. Oh man.
Somebody make a shot somewhere because it was just like tight D the whole time.
And those
because the court was it was smaller.
And the days
it's like a bit
switched.
smaller.
It was like we did like Tuesdays. There was a Thursday. I think we did Fridays.
We did Fridays.
Mondays, I think.
So Fridays was a bigger attraction.
Yeah,
obviously.
I remember.
Yeah.
Man, dude, those were the days.
Dude, people took
Because that was when Gary started bringing his nephews.
Yeah. That's right. That was the latter end of mine.
No. I'm thinking about not only Gary's nephews.
The old other dude. I don't remember his name.
What's his name? I know. I feel so bad.
It started with a D. No, they're not.
No. God damn.
Yeah, I wish I knew his name.
I feel so bad about this right now, man.
But he was the one
he
brought
was
his
like
nephew.
Now I don't want to remember it and then feel bad that like it took us that long to remember.
So Keon was Gary's nephew, but the old head, like the old head.
Yeah.
I think it was his son that came with us.
Oh yeah.
He was younger, but when he grew up, he started balling.
Oh, I bet.
Motherfucker.
And that was probably after I had stopped coming.
But yeah, Keon was Gary's nephew though.
Man.
Keon used to ball with us pretty hard though.
Yeah.
He brought his cousin and a friend one time, and we all had like the best games though.
Yeah. Those are like looking back. Those are some of my fondest memories.
Without a doubt, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that played with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Definitely beneficial to play with y'all, man.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I suck now though.
Remember Stanley?
Stanley. Oh shit.
That was Ralphie's guy.
Yeah.
From Barney's.
Man, I forgot about
Barney's
Stanley.
New York. Stan, man. Yeah. Shout out to Stanley.
Yes, sir.
For real. Alright, well, yeah. Keep going.
Alright, so let's see. We left off here with Clint Capella, right?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure who this is. Raw Arms.
What?
He's from the Raptors, Bulls.
Oh, okay, right.
It's a 2-way contract.
Oh, I did hear about that, and after I saw the name, I just kept scrolling.
It's like, I don't know this.
The Bulls just keep acquiring.
Sorry, no, I just couldn't read my own writing. It's Raw Elkins.
Same thing.
Something like that. Anyway,
Same thing.
another person who doesn't matter.
More than likely.
See, talking about the Vince Carter thing. I guess we can move on from basketball for now.
I'm good with that.
One just fantastic tidbit that Chicagoans got to be proud of. We are now the new rat capital.
Oh, right.
So, the rat capital?
We are the rat.
When I heard you say it earlier, I thought you said the rap capital.
Nope, we're not.
No, we have been the rap capital for a while. But rat.
New York puts
The rat
garbage.
capital.
They put garbage out on the streets.
Let's speak about that real quick, though. How the fuck do you not have outlets?
Well, what happens is
How does your metropolitan
sometimes
area
sometimes
not have
just
outlets?
like when you write a paper.
I'm not about to throw my trash out the front
but
window.
listen, Dave. Just
I
like when
can't do that shit.
Just like when you write an essay,
For me, like my Indian, my American Indian
Like,
comes
I'm
out,
not,
I'm John
I'm
Terry.
not, I'm not
You
in
just-
Chicago.
you just-
I'm not in Chicago throwing my trash out the back window.
you just see yourself like
Right, no.
out that window.
And I'm just like, alright, let's go to this fucking place. Like, no, I can't.
Like,
fucking-
No, but
every
Dan,
neighborhood
like,
that
you
have
gotta
is
listen.
Homer
Just
Simpson.
like when you write a term paper, right? You have a rough draft. Unfortunately for New Yorkers, they are the rough draft.
Yeah.
Chicago is the final draft,
We're the
and
final
what
draft.
you've turned in to get the A.
Listen, that's true and that's great. But we have more rats than them right now, and what the fuck?
Yeah.
How did we get to this point?
That's pretty bad.
That's nice.
You go to any
How does it
downtown
happen?
parking lot, you go to any L
Like,
train tunnel.
so with that title change, does that mean that they migrated?
Does that mean we're the third?
And like,
We going to Chicago.
yeah,
right?
I'm
They
saying,
got
like,
it good over
like,
there.
yo, fuck this
Yo,
New
you
York
heard?
shit.
You heard about them alleys?
Y'all
They got alleys.
Y'all
in
try,
there.
y'all try deep dish?
Do they go south for the winter like
Y'all try the
ours?
Chicago style?
They have a whole road for us.
Yeah.
It's called the alley. There's garbage cans lined up.
This whole ass
Yeah.
road.
You can just go in them. They're just open for everybody.
And most of the time, people don't go back there. So we gotta go.
It's a rat street. It's
What?
what is the alley.
That's what
It's the rat
alley
street.
is a rat street.
It's our own road where we
It
eat
is.
food out of places that
But
they
so
put
then-
it in for us.
But so then we're still. I've never even agreed to this nickname, so I don't even know why this is relevant. But we're still technically the second city now.
Oh,
Well,
right, yeah.
again,
Because we didn't get rats
when
from
you have a
California,
first-
we got rats from New York.
the first draft and then the final draft.
Finals round.
So we are.
But still, I'm very ashamed of you, Chicago. What the fuck? Pick it up. Why do we have more rats here than New York? This is like the
I
first
mean,
time there's
pick
ever
up
happened.
your garbage, like in your home.
Like, clean up after
in
yourself,
your
you dirty
alleys.
bastard.
Yes.
Like shit.
Anyway.
I don't know. The fuck do I know? But I know some shit.
Celebrate
Like,
Chicago's new rat glory.
That's not good.
Some bullshit. If you're from Chicago, Blackhawks convention started.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if you're a hockey fan, I guess. I mean, I'm from Chicago. I don't really.
I guess there is a proper distinction there.
There is
because like you don't have to watch hockey to be a Blackhawks fan.
No, I mean I enjoy hockey. I think it's a great sport.
It is.
I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for that comment too. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
that.
that people will feel that way probably.
Yeah.
I like hockey. I can watch it, whatever, it's fine. But I never go out of my way for it.
You do have to give respect to the physical level that you have to have.
Oh yeah, they're beasts.
Yeah.
Dude,
to be able to skate, first of all,
skating.
I'm horrible.
You can't ice skate.
I'm just really bad at it.
Ice skating is fun. Ice skating is fun.
I'm not good. I went once with you and your family.
That's our shit.
And
He's also his family.
I went with your family, and I made a fool of myself. Yeah.
We went.
It's been a long time.
I went 2 years ago to the one at Rosemont.
Yeah.
I think I might go again this year. But I wanted to say about Blackhawks. Corey Crawford's still injured.
Yeah.
There was an interview. I didn't click on the video, but they were saying that he was like kind of getting emotional because he was talking about like he's not ready yet.
Oh, right.
And he doesn't know if he'll be ready for training.
There's somebody else injured. Some other big player. I think. Is Kane injured right now? That might be it.
No, I don't think
I don't remember. I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw something, but whatever. Good luck to the Blackhawks this year. Be that standout team in Chicago again.
It's been a few years since they won.
Yeah.
What, 3 and 5, right?
No, they're 3 and 7 now. I think.
No, I mean they went. Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, let's just go back a few years to make it feel like a better
every year.
3 and 7 sounds like shit. 3 and 5 is still kind of passing.
Yeah,
that's you know.
they were
2/3 of the way. Yeah.
So what is that?
Now we just gotta say they won 3 championships like 5
They were like
years
11,
Right.
2011, 13, and 14.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember. Oh, you're a dynasty now. Anyway, so as far as sports goes, that's all I have. I don't know if there's any specific stories you guys have that you want to talk about.
No, man. I just I think that in terms of, I'm still interested to see how this Kawhi thing, because he left Jordan Brand actually.
Yeah, I saw that too.
He left Jordan Brand.
I feel like something's going on personally with him. He just doesn't want to talk about it.
I think he may just be kind of trying to like 100% change
His persona.
his situation.
He's gonna go out and buy it way back now.
Come on.
I'm done with the Tahoe. I'm done with Jordan Brand.
Tahoe
I'm done with
died.
San Antonio.
But no, he left the Spurs, left Jordan Brand. He stopped. He's not going to the USA camp, meaning I think that is him avoiding Popovich, because Pop is the coach.
Do you think it's possible that he's like just done with basketball? That he might be an early retiree in basketball?
No.
I feel like he's had 2 good seasons in the past, like, you know, at least.
But if the heart's not there, you know.
2 or 3 seasons.
The only thing that stopped
For him
him
to
is,
want to quit like that.
the only reason he stopped playing is because of injury.
Something personal happened, I feel. Like, it had to be.
Yeah. I mean, there's been other stories with big players who've been, you know, whatever, on top of their game, and they were like, I'm going to walk away from the game. Or
You're right.
Like,
Maybe
so,
the injury is more severe than we know.
Yeah.
it's possible. I don't know. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully he comes back and he's, you know, Kawhi.
Yeah, because he passed out on $250 million, dude.
Is an amazing player.
I mean,
$250 for 5 years. He
it's
lost.
such the
That's
PC
a lot of
people.
fucking money, man.
Yo,
Kevin Love got 120 for 4 years. And he
yeah,
re-signed.
Kevin Love did definitely sign for that in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's
LeBron actually mentioned he was like, get that bag.
No,
Yeah.
right, because, I mean, I think that's smart on Kevin Love's part, though. That's
Yeah.
now his team,
Oh, yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, it is, and he's on the latter part of his career.
Right,
He's not that
right.
great of a player to begin
He's
with.
good.
So he's getting a large amount of money. He is
He'll stand out.
completely.
He'll stand out
right.
there right now with the
Right.
cast that they have.
Especially at
and
his size, his position.
His contract is
Cleveland's gonna go
definitely
back to nothing. But
bloated for the caliber of player he is.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that he would go to Atlanta for some reason. I don't know. I just feel like he'd be a really good
I
fit.
thought he was going to chase LeBron, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
But
Kevin
LeBron,
Love.
don't leave me.
Kevin Love and the Lakers, though, they'd be kind of cool.
yeah,
Nah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't really care to see LeBron succeed.
He's from UCLA. He's from California, right?
He's a big man, yeah.
I don't
Went
care
to
to see.
UCLA or something. UCLA or something like that, or I
I
don't
don't know
know.
what the college.
I don't care to see LeBron succeed in LA.
I know.
He's not going to.
Listen.
So yeah,
You did your thing in Cleveland, whatever, but like
right.
you're following somebody who literally just retired's legacy. Like
the most interesting thing about what's going to happen right now,
if he's like number 8 next season, like no.
The most interesting thing is the Ball James relationship.
Yeah.
Like how
that's not going to work at all.
Not at all. Because even though Lonzo might be actually pretty decent of a person, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Like he seems to be fairly.
You're right.
He's just cool. You know, he's young. That's it.
His brothers are dumb.
His father, though, is gonna call.
He already said something.
That is the only thing.
He already said that LeVar is better than LeBron or something like that.
Exactly. He did. That is the only thing I see
causing rifts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so the apple didn't fall far from the tree when it came to the younger joints.
Man.
But it seems like Lonzo.
Oh yeah, but like his short name is
Jello. Which I hate.
Jello.
I fucking hate that.
Jello.
Like you're done. Nah.
They call him Mello and Jello.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
No, honestly though.
That
gimmick
call me Mello Jello.
That's the gimmick shit.
Should
like,
worn a condom.
Dude. I will say that LeVar is definitely
the most humble.
Huh?
Oh wait.
The father.
Yeah, no.
He's smart. Dude. You gotta give it. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. Whatever his plan was appears to be working.
Well, yeah, because he was nobody. Now he's somebody.
So you want to talk about Tekashi and people not supporting him? Why the fuck do people support LeVar? I think he's literally
LeVar said
he's a walking
Michael Jordan in a 20.
What needs to be done is you have to separate LeVar from his sons, or at least
you can't. He doesn't let you.
No, agreed. But in your own mind, you have to allow that because that will allow. If Lonzo ends up being a pretty good player, you owe it in your head to allow the separation to be able to appreciate that.
But then you start setting a standard subconsciously.
You got to say the same thing about LeBron though, because the people hated LeBron whether or not he was good or not.
Yeah.
But LeBron's hate didn't come until
LeBron was cocky.
He's always been cocky about it.
He's always been cocky, but LeBron's hate didn't come until the decision.
Yeah.
LeBron didn't have the hate he has until he left Cleveland the first time.
You're so right.
Yeah. And he would.
So right.
His legacy would be so much better if he stayed there.
That was a better move.
He probably wouldn't have made the finals half the times that he made it, but he would be much more highly respected by fans out there.
Man,
I'd say he'd have two. He'd probably have 2 championships.
Look at fucking Detroit, man. The Pistons back when it was Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
They never fucking gave up.
No.
Richard Hamilton, they never traded to get somebody better. Well, like Ben Wallace came around, but like.
No, it's
They were always in the playoffs because they were hard as fuck. Like they were a good ass team.
Yeah, for sure.
They played hard. You know, they played basketball.
Yeah.
All these players now are just going to other teams just to make the bigger team.
Yeah,
I really
like Kevin Durant.
But that's
doesn't have to do a goddamn thing for the rest of his career. He's fine.
No.
3 MVPs, 3 titles, 3 rings.
Oh, he's got 2 titles now.
2 titles.
2 titles, 2 MVPs, 1 MVP regular season.
Did I get it wrong then? Oh, okay. I think that was a prediction for the season then.
Yeah.
But
so because he's got 1 regular season, 2 Finals MVP, and 2 Finals championships.
3 rings.
No, 2 rings.
2 rings.
2 rings.
Yeah.
All right, I heard something else. That was a different conversation. But
because he didn't come that first year.
Either way.
Because wait, they went. I don't know. Continue. I had a brain fart.
Well, we'll see what happens as the next season starts to get underway and stuff. But let's move to a little bit of hip hop, or let's just call it music industry in general, because there's not a whole lot of artists that I'm looking at right now. Talk about for a second Demi Lovato.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I hope she's okay.
I had a crush on Demi Lovato, so I think it really just bothers me that you use heroin. You know?
Yeah. That shit. Beyond you being hot, I just hope that you really do. You know, it sucks that to
be a Lamar Odom story. Come back and play your sport.
I hope that she does like rehab. Recover from this, man. Nobody wants heroin is a fucking drug that.
It is.
Gets a hold on you, bro.
Yeah, I lost a best friend to heroin overdose. So,
yeah. Like,
there was a guy I grew up with actually that in recent years actually passed off of, I believe it was heroin, but if not, it was like harder drugs. Like he succumbed to them and shit.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about that. We're not, you know, everybody.
Nope.
Stay away from drugs except weed. You know? That's my public service announcement.
Just say no. This is your, what is it? This is your brain? This is your brain on drugs. And you got a frying pan, and you put some eggs in that bitch, some pepper.
But I don't do drugs, though. Just weed.
But it's like, how come the drug eggs were so much better than the regular eggs, though? Like, you know, I always wanted what was the pepper and shit on them.
Because you sprinkle some crack on them shits.
Yeah, don't do any of
A little bit of flavor.
that. So, Demi, pull yourself out of your bullshit.
Yeah,
Get it back
man.
together.
It's no joke.
Get back on that tour. Speaking of tours, Cardi B drops out of her tour.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because she can't handle...
Bruno will be flying solo.
She can't
I don't got
handle
much to
Parenthood.
say
She
about
can't
it.
handle Parenthood. That's because Offset's a fuck up, though.
No, but
How the fuck did it Offset?
so
As you
all,
like, baby.
beyond him being a like, we have to think about it in a normal person
You're
way.
right. You're right.
Parenthood can't be easy.
Yeah, but she literally said, I underestimated what it meant to be a mother. Well, bitch, what the fuck did you think it was?
If you've never been a mother or father before, I believe that's possible.
Then don't set expectations.
I don't.
Well, she did.
Well, then she should.
And now she's off her tour, and Bruno was flying solo. You'd probably do better without that.
But he said, but regardless of that, he seemed okay. I don't
He
think
might
so.
benefit off that.
I don't know. People love Cardi B.
Yeah,
But Cardi's
the
a
thing.
fucking idiot.
Because that's another artist that I don't really agree with at all.
When you
I
hear,
don't have anything. She created.
You're
the
talking
album,
about
but she's
young
had
women?
album.
she makes
But
good
she-
club.
You're
She,
talking about young women being the role model? No.
she makes
Yeah,
good club.
I created an
And
album.
she's not trying to be a
created
role
an
model.
album. She made a whole album.
She's
and
not
it
trying
was
to
good.
be. She's not trying to be a role model. She started as a stripper, but she makes good.
That
club
sounded
music.
like you were congratulating her on making an album. And
Well,
it's
wait,
like,
well,
you're
our
a
argument
you're
earlier-
supposed-
our
you're
argument-
supposed to do
But
that.
our argument earlier about Tekashi was that he only created singles.
Okay, oh, I got you. Though, yeah. That
But I'm
makes
just
total
saying-
sense why you brought that back.
I'm just saying in
I
general,
agree.
her
Excuse
goal.
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, I had to reference it.
I'm saying her goal is not to be a role model. She started off as a stripper, and she's just like, "Bitch, I was broke, now I got money," you know, and that's her
That's
gimmick.
And everyone's
so,
hearing that shit.
but this is the way this is the society we live in.
Yeah, but for sure, but it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is like her music attracts an audience because she makes good club songs, and people who are in the club and are drinking, they fucking love shit like Bodak Yellow. Whatever makes them fucking go.
I agree. You know, I support Cardi though. I'm a supporter of her.
But her as a person is literally just fucking dumb as box rocks.
I wouldn't say she's dumb as a
It's-
box.
That's
True,
just how,
100%.
like, I can't get past that, man. It's just like,
I won't say she's dumb as a
The
box.
first time I saw her on an interview was on a late night show, I think like Jimmy Fallon or something, and he could not stop laughing because like
Well,
the
yeah.
stupid shit that she
Like,
was
yeah.
saying.
she's got no PR. She's got no PR.
Like
I did
the
see
fuck
that
is
interview.
that?
He was like dying laughing.
he could not stop.
That was pretty good actually.
I don't know.
Man.
Look,
No, all I would say is listen. I support her just because. Listen, man. Everybody gotta have something.
I'll also say this, that I do apologize if I'm coming off too strongly. I don't dislike these people as people. I just don't agree with their persona.
But you don't need to apologize for that.
Well,
Everybody,
no, yeah,
I get it, but everybody
Some
got an
people get
opinion,
it,
man. You
you
should
know.
never be apologetic for your opinion.
yeah.
You know, especially since it's you've presented it in a respectable way.
No, sure.
For sure.
You know.
I mean, look, whatever. You know what? You had a baby. It's your first one. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
yeah, shit
you
didn't
don't-
go as
you don't have
as
to
you
do
planned.
Listen,
at all.
man.
Your baby daddy's
I
in
can't-
jail half the time
none
since
of
you
our-
gave birth.
none of us can speak from experience, so we can't say
True.
that. I mean, that shit.
And
it
thank God for
doesn't-
that.
Kids.
I'll say it doesn't look to be easy.
I'm not trying to speak on that experience. All I know is you signed up for a tour with Bruno Mars and you knew you were gonna be a first time mother.
Well,
and you knew your baby daddy was.
All right,
So-
I gotta reference something from the beginning. Lauryn Hill be canceling all her projects. She
Yes,
ain't got
but
no
Lauryn Hill
motherfucking
just
shit.
does it because that's Lauryn Hill.
No.
fuck all
All
that.
right.
She's like,
Lauryn
it's
Hill-
expected of me. I
no.
can't watch
Yo,
show.
if that,
I don't
yo,
know, man.
the second I buy a fucking ticket for Lauryn Hill and she don't come to the concert, fuck that bitch. I
Look,
don't want to see nothing about her. I'll throw the album out the fucking. Don't have me buy a ticket for your concert and then not come.
I'm not saying.
So I think what happened to her is the same that happened to Martin, and the same that happened to Dave Chappelle. Somebody scared her.
Yeah, but Dave Chappelle left and never. He didn't.
Dave Chappelle's a different human being.
He didn't
just
schedule.
didn't-
He didn't. But you
He-
brought it
that-
up.
that
But
man-
you gave me
that
an
man-
example.
oh, you're right.
You gave me
You're
an
right.
example. Dave Chappelle left. He didn't schedule shows and not just come.
Exactly. You're right. He
You
didn't.
can't listen.
He never not.
How many times can you get cold feet?
Listen, I'll say this.
I don't want to be at that show
Well,
today.
so I guess the bigger question is how many years can you get cold?
Oh, the question is how dedicated really is she? The question is how much of a fan should we really be of her? The question is, does she deserve fans after treating her fans like that?
Well, look,
Yes.
bringing it back.
I can't say that because to me, fuck your music if you're disrespecting the fact that I've taken time out of my life, I've taken money out of my bank account, and I because you said you were gonna be here, I went. You weren't there. Do you give me a refund?
No.
Then what the fuck is the point? You literally said, "Hey, give me some money." I'm not gonna be there, but I won't tell you that. Listen, I got no respect for that shit. Just to say, like, if you want to say that Cardi shouldn't have canceled,
I get that.
Lauryn Hill, legend or not, bet you shouldn't cancel either.
That is a good voice. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying,
you're right.
It's all about respecting the fan.
I'm not saying that Cardi does not have a valid excuse for exiting her tour. I'm just saying, anticipate the situation. You are pregnant, bitch.
Agreed. No.
Don't sign up for a tour that's gonna be the next 9 months right after you have a kid.
See, you're on the Grammys with a stomach, like
I'm telling you,
out there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna announce a tour then.
Then you announce a tour when you're like this close, and then
I've
you
seen
give birth, and somebody you're like, okay.
Somebody should talk to her and be like, you shouldn't do this shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck goes on with
You
Lauryn
probably
Hill
shouldn't
and her
agree to
personal situation.
that.
I'm not saying Cardi doesn't have a valid reason to cancel.
Right.
I'm just saying she should have not signed up for it.
Agreed. But
And now you had-
sometimes you bite off more than you can chew.
But now you had to do tour dates
I'm
announced.
sure she
You had
was
to take it
excited
up.
too. That's like her first really big tour.
Dude, yeah, you definitely.
And her
gotta-
fans.
You definitely. Yeah,
Her
yeah.
fans
Yeah, you
get that
kind of
too.
do have to jump on that.
Agreed.
Her fans probably get
it's
super excited.
it's one of those like, it's without being able to speak on too much of it. It's what I can imagine most career women experience.
Yeah.
You know, after they've worked hard for something, had a child, and now how do I go back to working as hard as I did to continue on my trajectory while keeping my child?
Mariah Carey.
Crazy.
I think that's a really good.
That crazy
example
bitch
of
out
what you
there
said,
again.
though. That's like, I don't know if she ever really caught that like got that.
No, definitely never.
Yeah. So
Never. I don't
that's a
think
good
so.
example of that.
So that's a correlation. I don't like to speak on it too much because obviously we're not women, but
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I'm just saying playing better. But that's just how I feel about it.
In that specific situation,
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't...
Although,
ideally you plan.
Like we said though, she was probably just really excited. 'Cause, I mean, like think about that check though. Like you're Bruno Mars and he's worldwide.
That's a big tour.
Them is worldwide.
Yeah.
That's a big tour.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
I hope that she does rebound from it because
I know.
regardless of what
I do.
your guys' take on her intelligence is, she seems like a nice.
And I probably shouldn't comment on her intelligence
because again, you don't know.
It's who am I?
You know.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm not going to comment
but
on it because
regardless of
She sounds a little.
regardless of that though, she does seem like a very nice girl. Like
I'm sure she is, but there's a lot of very nice people that
no.
She's
But
a little off.
I just mean that in regards to like if you don't want her to lose, right? Like if this was the reason for her to lose, you don't want that to be the reason. Like having a child. She's a nice enough person where you could say, I hope that she can rebound from this. And if she fails again on her own, and puts it on and it's on her, then fuck it. But she doesn't need having a child shouldn't dictate the rest of her career. You know, especially coming as far as she has. And that's all I'll say on it because obviously
I also personally just think that part of the reason she ended up in the situation that she's in right now is based on her intelligence level. I mean, look, when Beyonce was pregnant with twins, did she have a tour scheduled for right afterwards? No. I mean, at least gave.
Well, she didn't have a tour scheduled. I think Bruno Mars had it scheduled, and he offered probably for her to be on.
She announced, "Hey, I'll be on tour with Bruno
Right,
Mars."
I think
and that happened after you were pregnant.
Well, she was big
start
pregnant.
after you were pregnant.
Yeah, but what do you tell me? You're a pregnant woman.
Listen,
right? And Bruno Mars is like, "Hey, Cardi,
Let me tell you something.
you want to be on my tour?" Well,
if I was a female artist,
fuck it, we gonna be on tour.
I probably do this actually.
if I was a female artist and I'm looking at like what my capabilities are as an artist, I'm looking at the best female artist out there as an example. If Beyonce's not out there trying to perform right after she gives birth, it's probably because it's not a good idea.
Again, I get it. You're right, but like I'm saying, in this situation, you're a pregnant woman, right? And a little mixed man walks up to you and he's like, "Hey, you want to be at my you want to be on my tour?" You're like, "Well, I got this big ass baby in my belly, but fuck it, let's do it, little man."
Also, the man's wearing a fedora. And
Yeah.
he's pulling it off.
Fine. Let's say her concert.
No,
In the
I'm a
sense
big-
that
I'm
he
a
doesn't
big-
look weird.
I'm a Bruno fan, 100%. I just
I am.
thought it would be fun.
Let's
I
say
think
her
he's actually
concert-
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's say in her
Yeah,
concert
I agree.
performances,
Like,
she
he'd be
has
funny to hang out with.
she has 2 hours she has to dedicate to every show. She can't find somebody to watch her kid for those 2 hours.
Where's she gonna have the kid on tour with her?
Well, yeah, you would.
The doctor told her at 6 weeks the baby should
Yeah,
definitely
6
not
weeks
be on.
you should not travel.
No, so there, you can't bring the child on tour because the child can't be up and down in an airplane every day.
Not only that, but
And then what are you
also-
gonna do? And be like, "Hey, I got to do the show." Just,
Right.
you know, like,
Right.
pass it off like a running back going
Right.
to the end zone.
You can't do
You
that.
got Migos money, get a damn nanny for.
You know, this. I think
I'm
we've
just
already
saying.
gotten to this pregnancy topic a little too far.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Your mom was on stage right
There's
now.
some
I got
degree-
you, though.
There's some degree of accountability as the artist, so that's all I'm saying.
What else we got on the agenda?
You know what?
I just want to comment, just like a very small little, but I just think it's funny to think about Quavo as a babysitter.
This is true. I don't even know what the
That's
third
just
one.
me, I don't know.
What's the third one's name? I only know Offset and Quavo.
I know Quavo and Offset. That's about
The
it.
third.
The third one,
Let's just call him the third. Roman numerals.
like the other amigo.
Yep.
I mean Migo.
They all dress
What?
kind of funny. You know.
It's funny.
But I will say
And
that
they
across
don't do
hip
any
hop,
drugs.
the board, huh?
They don't do any drugs.
They don't.
Or well, at least they don't smoke weed. But yeah.
They do.
Well, if you're doing other
They
drugs, that's worse.
I don't know if they do other drugs, but they just don't smoke weed.
That's pretty cool. No, see, and that I
This
just,
is cool too.
I just
But
don't.
then why do
what
they
I would
mumble every time
prefer.
they talk?
I don't care what. I really don't care what drugs are done. Right, like drugs have been done forever.
True.
I just wish they would stop promoting pills and lean.
True.
Because these
That'll
are
kill
just,
you.
that's a whole nother
That'll
level.
kill you quick.
You know, heroin drugs obviously is fucked up, but like pills are so readily accessible, and lean is just a fucking drink that you put in Sprite and it tastes delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I've had any.
I have.
I haven't. I've wanted to try it, but again, I don't think
I mean,
I
it
want to.
sounds good. You know, it's Sprite
Don't do
and cough syrup.
Don't do it.
Was it fun?
I mean, not that it wasn't fun. Like, what's fun? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. What's fun to you? I'm asking you. Was it
Not
fun?
being on drugs, like hard drugs. No, that's not fun. Like, yeah, you're just like
It has apparently
cloudy.
very
You know,
addictive
you go in and
qualities.
out and like you fall asleep, like you nod and shit.
Oh, that's no fun.
It's almost like you're on heroin. I don't ever did heroin, so I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, hold on, bro.
All I know is Lil Wayne constantly having seizures is good enough reason for me to not need to get on it at all. But
Yeah.
Word.
And like I had like a small roll dose, so it's nothing like I was like drinking like a
I would taste it.
styrofoam
for sure.
cup full of that shit with like Sprite.
Cup.
Inside my cup.
I did like a little zook and like a little Sprite.
Could
sip.
be
That's
purple,
you.
could be pink.
That's zook.
That's like a unit measurement.
Want that purple stuff.
One zook.
One zook
One zook, please.
of lean and a shot of Sprite.
Super clean.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it makes you feel good, but don't preach about it.
Every era has its drug choice.
I mean,
Agreed.
shit, like, early 90s was cracking, fucking rock.
Yeah, so let's not go
Crack
back
rock
to that
and
part
heroin,
of things.
yeah.
Back in the 80s, getting Quaaludes.
That's true.
Another Quaalude.
For real.
Shalom in the morning. Ain't that right, Frank?
But yeah, so I mean, as far as agenda goes, basketball, rap have been covered. We could talk about shoes, but do you even want to talk about your shoes today?
They're better than
You
yours.
probably should talk about those shoes, though.
Like, you didn't put your best foot
Those
forward
are
today.
sick as fuck, though.
Yeah, these are Poison Green or Pro Stars or
No, I
Space
like
Jam.
them.
Some
Can we-
variety of that mix.
Beyond just what we have on our feet, because we all have pretty nice shoes on. I actually like Dave's.
I got the no lace.
The
all
no
Saints.
lace joints.
All
They're
Saints.
supposed to have laces, it seems like.
So these are zippers.
Oh.
All
Ah.
sets.
But why they got the holes on the side then?
Well, so you can put a lace in there. I just
Gives you.
choose not to.
All right.
And those are what brand?
These are all Saints.
All Saints.
I want to talk about
Some bougie shit.
how difficult it is to get a motherfucking shoe nowadays.
Oh yeah, that big old release though that y'all. Oh,
Dude,
man. There was
mean,
a whole text message thread about this release.
Look, personally, I didn't necessarily
that was
care to buy them.
spontaneous. apparently.
I was just trying to help him figure out ways to make sure that they were available.
No, man. I follow Windy City Soul on Instagram, and he had put a picture up of that on sneakers.
Yeah.
So I went on the sneakers app, and I looked, and it was closed already. I was like, where was my notification? Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know? Like, why do they make it so difficult to get somebody's shoes? I swear to God, like.
It's never really made too much sense to me.
And I don't even buy that many pairs of shoes anymore. I just would like these.
The whole limited release idea has always bothered me because I'm like, okay, so you're not maximizing your profit potential. I understand to a degree, like, you know, they're limited available, the demand for them is high, but then, like, release them again in 5 years, I'm probably going to need another pair.
You're right.
So, why? I just want to, I mean, look, don't get me wrong, because if it was me to the point where I had exclusive availability to certain things, that's what the sneaker game is really all about. It's exclusivity, so you got some shit that, you know, some other sneakers don't have.
Supply and demand.
Supply
And I get it, because the demand is still there, but maybe not, because there's that hype beast thing where the demand isn't, it has to be like a specific, like, not too demanded, but still pretty demanded at the same time for it to be a hype beast release.
Well, I think now they're just releasing too many different varieties of the same shoe.
Yeah, it's true.
Where back in the day, it wasn't like that. Like, you don't get...
Because Kasson aren't on that, like, train.
Yeah.
Are just like, well...
Like, you mean like different colorways?
Well, yeah, they give you 15 pairs of fives that come out in a year.
Right.
And it used to be, what, like 2 or 3 pairs?
That's why
I've
deviated. I've deviated from buying mics. I don't really buy mics no more. I kind of want to go towards the runner. Like, man, they released those Air Max 97s, and I just wasn't able to get them.
That's a trend that should kick.
Oh man, I love the 97. They have like the 270 is dope. The Epic React is a dope kick.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm trying to get these motherfucking Prestos. The 270 is a dope shoe.
I like the 270.
Man, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Jordans are always going to be in high demand. It's just how it is. Like, there's a certain nostalgia for the old heads that have them, and then there's people who grew up with a certain pair and didn't get them.
Only OG pairs, though.
Yeah, for
me.
sure.
I've kind of stopped.
But that's all old heads, obviously.
Yeah.
I want those OGs.
But you got colorways that weren't available back then. That are like,
but they
holy shit, those are fucking nice.
Agreed.
Like, I feel like that's more our generation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I just try now to buy the things that MJ wore.
True.
Because if I don't, then you get caught up in all these colorways that really are just somebody like another cash grab. Because it's a dope, not that it's a cash grab because they're dope shoes, but it's a cash grab because you know, regardless of, you're gonna put it out, somebody's gonna buy it.
Right.
Well, say you have somebody who wants some shoes, but they don't need red and black shoes, but they like the stylish shoes, so now they got them available in green and whatever. Like, they're gonna sell regardless, and
it's true.
There's some that are way nicer that aren't OGs than some of the OGs, and I'm gonna buy those because I just like the way they look. So
it's true.
It really just a matter of taste like anything else, but it's the exclusivity of certain pairs, especially the ones that aren't OG, kills me sometimes. I'm like,
no, the how limited they make them is truly annoying, and honestly, is kind of really taking me away from wanting to continue being a sneakerhead. I don't even really consider myself a sneakerhead now anymore. What I have has been acquired over years, and I've just been lucky enough to be able to take care of them and to not have to wear everything at once, and then they prolong their life. But I don't find it appealing to be a sneakerhead or even to identify as one anymore. Because
I'm a big fan of sneakers, but I'll say in general I've always been just kind of a casual sneakerhead, and that's mostly because money permitting. If I had the money to expand my shoe collection to 250, 300 pairs, I would do that great. Right now I have 50 pair money over the last 7-8 years, so that's where it's kind of gonna be. But
I mean, I don't know anybody like Bishop. That motherfucker got way too many 12s.
Yeah.
But it's a good friend of mine from grammar school, who is a huge sneakerhead, and he's recently told me that he's been thinking about he's kind of like slowing down because he's got a lot of a lot of sneakers and whatnot. But he's like, it's kind of becoming unappealing and whatnot.
I mean, he hit the like 200 mark, didn't he?
I think probably over that.
See, I mean, that's why I'm still.
He's probably got just as many 12s as I've got like sneakers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an exaggeration, but close.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. You know, you got all these like different college teams and stuff, and all these other just NBA players who they're creating new color schemes for them specifically, and a lot of them are really nice. You're gonna have your collectors who
I want some of
the
the Oregon joints.
Yeah.
The Oregon, the Ducks.
Oh yeah, they have the nicest ones. And
Because they're
Nike
in Beaverton over there.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
Nike,
I'm coming for you once I get this marketing degree. Better watch out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I will move.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to make sure we covered on this?
Man, I think we covered a good portion of what was on my mind, and if we haven't, I don't remember it. So
yeah,
sure. Everything on my list is off.
I'm good talking
yeah,
about
man.
sneakers.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
We gave y'all enough.
It's been a long enough day. I'm gonna enjoy my Friday in a way that's not talking to you. Not that I don't love you.
No doubt.
We do appreciate you.
We absolutely
Much
do.
appreciated.
So, parting words. Join us on SoundCloud, YouTube. Follow us on. We have an Instagram now. It's also
at Kiona and Kasson podcast.
At that,
which is, I think, universal pretty much, right? Where all of our platforms.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much you go to any search bar, you hit at Kiona and Kasson podcast, or once you start typing Kiona and Kasson, it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, it's not too.
I don't think there's too many more Kiona and Kasson titles. There should. It's not us.
And if they do, then they ain't got the rights to it.
Yeah, you just
they
might not
listen
to them. They ain't
Nah.
But
so
make sure you follow us.
Right.
At Kiona and Kasson. Like, subscribe, share, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, keep them comments coming if you can. We'd like to get some input on, some of the questions we asked, some of the more open to debate things we've put out there. So go ahead and please comment. We'd love to interact and form somewhat of a community. And
exactly, interact with us. We'll be on there with you, man. So
we want to know what you're thinking and what your reactions to what we're talking about are.
Yeah, let us know what we need.
Feedback.
Do you want to see more of Stacks? Should he be part of the podcast? Stacks. I know he's already around.
He's pretty much in it if he wants to be.
So yeah, but like you said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. For the love of God, remember to subscribe.
Yes.
Please.
The more you subscribe on YouTube, the more capabilities we can bring you some awesome shit.
Yeah, right. The better the quality, the better the product.
It starts now.
Yeah.
Right.
So as I was saying in the beginning, we don't have any microphones yet, but bear with us. We are getting our set together. We're in the market for all the things we need. If you want to just send us money, Zelle, whatever, we can do that too. We can always do that.
No doubt. But regardless of that, just know the set will start to evolve and become a little bit more professional. Know we are dedicated.
Yeah.
And just stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming.
Yeah, I mean, you hear from us every episode, so you already know what it is. But thank y'all for watching tonight. It's gonna be Monday, so I don't know if you're watching in the morning or whatever. But anyway, from my brother Osama, homeboy Dave, and myself Adam. Oh, and Stacks. And he's here too.
He's sleeping.
Y'all have a good night, man.
Later.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.